Hello, everyone. That's the sweet season 2 intro that we're rocking out nowadays.
Yeah.
We've only got to use it the one other time. Oh, I don't even have my laptop open. I'm gonna put this over here. I'm sorry. It's been oddly quiet because I had other things playing in the background. Okay, it's gonna be broken.
How dare you, Joe?
I'm. What the fuck was that? Did you just?
That sounded like the version of a demon that's just got like Coca-Cola bubbling in his throat.
Excuse me.
Hello.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi.
As I get everything together and try to let me just do it. You guys will see behind the scenes real quick.
I get off on dead air.
Do you?
What?
Sometimes.
Why?
I mean, I like a little peace and quiet. I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm not kink shaming you. I'm just very curious.
There's a certain like there can be comedic value in dead air.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, I've done dead air against people where I just stare at them and then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like I've been on like voice chat and somebody says something wildly inappropriate and just like thankfully everybody just kind of just stops talking for a good like 5-10 seconds, like a really nice big pregnant pause, and then everyone just kind of moves along.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to reward the people who are watching, because there's also a good percentage that just listen to the show. You got to reward the people who are also watching.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello everyone. Yes, thank you, dude. Okay, hold on. I had a couple people do 2-year resubs. Dib, thank you for 2 years. I get that's fucking crazy to me. And Spoony, thank you for 6 months. And then Dark Falls, thank you for 2 years. And let's see if there's anyone else. I don't think there is. I don't have anything yet. Because, hello, lukewarm, I love it. Bjorn, good day, Bjorn.
His name is Bryn.
Bryn,
Call him Brian. Call him Brian.
Brian?
Brian.
I like the snarky, like, head swivel you had with that. I'm like, just call him Brian.
Brian.
Now I want to ask about this Brian story. Do people call him Brian often?
No, it's just he's like my number 2 mod, and every time he raids with me, people always call him Brian. Bryn. Like every single channel we raid into, people are like, "Hi, Brian." And I'm like,
I don't know, like
his name's not Brian. It's really not that funny of a story. It was just funny at the time.
I always call him Bjorn, and he never corrects me when he comes in and I say hello to him, because he's the nicest person in the world.
He's very polite.
Brian.
Call number 2.
Life of Brian. Oh, god damn it.
I would say I feel better about the fact that I did say Bryn the first time, but then there have also been times where I can't pronounce the cities that he talks about, and I'm like, I don't know how to say that word, and I'm not gonna try, but that sounds cool.
It's the Bjorn after it. It makes me want to go Bjorn.
I'm gonna call him Bjork from now on.
I was just about to go down that route.
Thank you. I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
I think Miklokin just wants beer.
I would love a
I was
whiskey.
gonna say, wait, what?
I mean,
also want beer.
Yes.
You know what sucks? Is the second I started my keto
Wow,
diet,
thanks.
for some reason my brain was like, "Hey Renee, do you want an ice cold beer for the first time in 28 years of your life?" I'm like, yes, I kind of do want a beer.
Yeah, I like something clicks in your brain. Like
I wants that sweet gluten.
So DreamHack
So I
was
bought
here.
Coors Light. 'Cause that's what
Oh,
What the fuck?
it only has 4 carbs in it, and it
You hurt me.
It also has like
tastes
nothing
good.
else.
I like it.
You hurt me.
I went to college before.
There
I've
were
had
better
enough.
light beers.
Not with 4 carbs.
so here
There's also there's like if you get like gluten-free beer, it tends to have very very low or no carbs.
they
And
had
it
Gluten-free beer will still have carbs because a lot of it has sugar still.
yeah. So they had DreamHack here over the weekend, and I went to the Twitch Austin Texas meetup, and it was at a brewery called the Brutorium, and they had a beer called White Wizard, or was it Lightning Wizard? Not White Wizard. That sounds racist. Lightning Wizard, and it was fucking good. I liked it because I like a pale ale, and it was very pale. So that was.
Is it?
I don't know. It was beer that
You said
tasted
the
good.
pale ale was very pale.
Yeah, by the snail.
But did it taste like an ale?
Yes, but it did not come by mail.
Did you drink it from a ladle?
It doesn't
Um, Did I drink? I wish I
No.
drank it.
Did you drink it from a pail? Nice fail.
He's like, that doesn't even
Did you
run.
get it on sale?
There you go.
Doesn't even
It was on sale. Of my heart. So let's go
Is it
to
brewed by a whale?
a wizard whale.
Did you cast it off to sale?
I'm just
It's
thinking of
the
a.
same
I'm
word,
just
but
thinking of a full-size whale with a little tiny, teeny tiny wizard hat resting on top of its big dumb head, and that image is going to stick with me for the rest of my goddamn life.
Did it arrive via rail? God damn it, chat! Why are you so smart? Fucking assholes.
I'm drawing a whale with a wizard hat.
Please do. That's our
What kind of whale,
mascot. Obviously a sperm whale.
Like a
I
Las
was gonna do-
Vegas whale.
I'm just gonna do a sperm
What's a
whale.
Las Vegas? Oh, okay. Come on.
What?
Am I the only person that was gonna start singing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Whenever I think of ocean songs, I always
Whales look
go,
like?
goodbye and thanks for all the fish. Boop,
Do
boop,
whales
boop.
look like?
Huh?
Hold on.
They're giant
It's not what whales look like. I don't remember where their fins are. Oh, okay.
They
On
don't.
their back and their
No,
bottom? And
Whales
their
don't have
tail?
fins.
Whales don't have dorsal fins, you ass.
Oh, not dorsal. I thought you meant like their
Flippers?
Killer whales do. Orcas do.
yeah, orcas do.
Yeah,
And they've
but I
got
don't
like a
think
big
they're
old.
technically whales.
Ocean
Orcas are
man.
whales, aren't they?
I don't think so.
No.
They're called killer whales, but I don't know what they are. They got reclassified.
Ocean man.
I'm looking it up. I need to know now.
Classified as dicks, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know if you can get whale semen, it's super expensive?
Did not. Do you
Why?
want
It is
to talk about
technically
this?
belonging to the oceanic dolphin family.
Yeah. There you go.
But it's also
I don't
considered a
think that
toothed
I'm gonna
whale.
be interested in purchasing any of that.
No, but I'd like to
No.
know why you. were
Why
interested
I
in
know
this.
that? Because it was on an episode of Game Grumps, and I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then it dawned on me that shit's probably fucking hard as fuck to harvest. So makes sense, I guess. There's some weird culture that thinks like, "Oh, this will help me with my testosterone levels," and it's like a boner pill.
Whale
that-
semen? Probably.
It probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, ambergris is like ridiculously expensive, and that's basically like whale bile.
No, that was the
Nice.
other one too. Yeah.
Stallion semen itself.
We have
is
some
like
really,
100
really great pre-show just like banter. I just want to say how much I appreciate the shit
Yeah.
we talk about before we start playing.
And here's the thing, like.
I just want you all to know that I just googled what are the health benefits of whale sperm, and I there are
Were-
some.
Were you disappointed?
Not at all.
Good.
Well, the top result was actually what are the health benefits of human sperm, which is disgusting. But additionally, I've learned that whale sperm is good for your hair. And it's good for you in basically all the ways that human sperm is, in that it is full of nutrients and protein.
Cool. Sweet.
Now I want to die.
I know what I'm having for dinner.
Now I feel like there's probably
God.
there's probably a company out there that makes conditioner with whale semen in it.
We also
that-
use whale vomit for a lot of different things, which is
Okay.
ambergris.
Oh, is that what
true,
it's
Brian.
vomit? I thought it was.
Yeah, it's vomit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
bile and vomit are the same thing.
Okay,
Tyler,
so if a
that's
whale's gonna wear,
wrong.
if a sperm whale is gonna, because they have a long ass head, would the hat be
Yeah,
on
they
like
do.
the very fuck off, the very like front end of it, or like back on the back of the head?
Where does what?
On the
Wait,
back
wait.
of the head, because the other part's his nose, obviously.
All right, hold on, I'm almost done here.
Yeah, you're gonna get some weird Amazon results with that Google.
I'm gonna get some weird Amazon results just from talking about this shit near my phone.
Yeah,
True,
the FBI is
that's
gonna
true.
put. I'm on some weird watch list now.
Siri's like, noted.
Also, you can get rich from whale poop.
Nice.
Really? I think
Some-
whale poop's easier to
specifically-
get.
Specifically, the sperm whale, their poo can be worth up to $63,000.
Why?
Yeah, I
A
thought that was
32
ambergris that was worth that much.
A 32-pound log has reportedly been netted at $300,000.
Now I want to
What's
know
poop?
is
This is not bile.
sperm whale semen more valuable than any other like regular whale
Why don't you use Google?
semen?
No, why are you
I'm
why are you
smarter
making
than that.
why are you making us put this shit in our search history? Do it yourself.
I don't need this. I've got enough weird search and stuff in my search history.
Oh, Jesus. Welcome back to Chosen, everybody.
Welcome back to Chosen. I
Did you miss us?
I just want to say today's episode is called Whale Talk. So I now want to incorporate a giant whale of some sort into the episode.
I just
so.
want to add one more thing. Ambergris is used in Chanel No. 5.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go.
Everyone's
hold
most
on.
favorite perfume. Y'all smell like whale shit.
There you go.
That's a
That's really
perfect
good.
whale.
That's really
That is
good.
a lovely whale.
That's a great whale.
Wait,
He's not impressed with his own drawing.
but
He's not.
He's not impressed by all this sperm talk,
does the
probably.
whale have a wizard hat?
Yeah,
That's what I say. I was drawing.
he's a
Why are
wizard
you guys
whale.
milking me?
No.
I've got nipples, right? Can you milk me?
Well, so in Harvest Moon, you can milk the bulls, and I'm like, no, that's not milk. Don't ask me how I know.
Hey, Harvest Moon is rated E for everyone. They had to.
I know.
They didn't want to explain that.
That's a scary
Fair
one.
enough.
Why does this bull only have one udder? I'm very confused by this. Last time on Chosen.
That's even the worst that we've been like.
Last
No.
time on Chosen.
First
Why
time.
does this bowl only have one udder? Yeah, that's
Roll
not the
to
weirdest
milk
thing
a
we've done.
cow.
So.
Grab the rod, get 500 gold. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. God damn it. What is it? The sausage gripping contest at Migu? What was that?
No, that was me scamming a bunch of Rogadin.
Oh, with the
trying to
with
get
the
through
the
rod.
movable rod.
Move an immovable rod.
Yeah, and you scammed
The
all
rod
of them.
game.
They grabbed your rod. They
Squeeze
can.
the rod, get 500 gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
So, as last time, we saw a mysterious plated knight of some sort who was at an inn in of the fabled city of Migu Town, and he was assigned to find relics, an archaeological dig in less than safe area in the mists that are currently up north of Migu Town. So, as our adventurer journeys into her, he meets Kieran, the unicorn who has intercepted the group numerous times throughout the season 1, and guided him to a old rundown area that was full of mud and like muck and the such, and it looked like an old coliseum or platform or meeting area. And as he walked up to it, he saw 3 statues, all striking various poses. And then one area, he saw a glowing orb of fire. As he walked up, the water covering this area, land was like meeting his feet, and like it was destined for him to be there. And he walked up, and the flames then started to go and ignite inside of him, granting him the boon of fire. So, as that said, 2 of the 3 statues came alive. One of them being Graylin, and the other being Lolala. And they have a conversation with this adventurer, and they find out his name is Crash. And he's very much cloaked, if I remember correctly. And he has basically was assigned to find relics and is very confused by these statues coming alive and looking at him. And that's when he sees the person who hired him. And that's when they see that man transform in front of them to be Elder Theo. And when Elder Theo told them what was going on, is that 500 years have passed since they've been turned into statues, which came to a shock, especially to
Damn years.
Yeah. It came to a shock, especially to Lolala. Lolala thinking of her family that she did not get to say goodbye to, or anything of the such, and began to become very upset verbally and very vulgarly. I don't. She swore a
I
lot.
don't think Lolala's got a vulgar bone in her body.
And drunkenly.
Oh,
attempts to be drunk.
On the way.
Later, drunkenly.
On the way, they to guide them to find to release Astor from her state. We see Elder Theo guides them to the Moogle village, to the galaxy tree that they can see in the distance. As they approach it, they notice that like more and more civilization is coming in, like they're entering the city, and they notice that there's a lot of different races here, such as Lalafell, Moogles, Rogadin, and the like, and humans in the city, all working cohesively. And Lolala beelines it directly to Mugmug's Tavern, which Mugmug's is very different. It was ran by a similar-looking person to Mugmug, but he had different colored clothing of the such. But some of the very
man, is
similar.
Mugmug dead from 500 years?
And then Lolala sees that there is a Lalafell that's working with the person who looks like Mugmug, that has blue hair and pigtails. They later discovered that her name is Lolulu. Lolulu has the same last name as Lolala Mistrala, so her name's Lolulu Mistrala, which is very great because I love how Lalafell have very singable names.
Yes, we do.
And as things go on, you guys discover that Mog Anna is still alive, and Cosmog III has summoned you and asked you to come see Mog Anna, who's very, very old. And as you guys go to see her, she's not doing well. But Graylin, seeing an opportunity to use this potion, hold on, make an adjustment. There we go. They should be louder now. With basically, he pulls out a potion, which he describes in a very intricate detail of what it is. And the biggest thing about that is it has a little tiny beating heart in the center of it, if I remember correctly. And it's glowing, and it was a potion of longevity. And he gave it to Morgana and gave her 11 extra years to her life. And she was able to get out of bed, still not as quick as nimble as like someone who was, half her age, but she was very more spry than she was, where she was bedridden and knocking on heaven's door, basically. Morgana brings to the crew that there is someone that can help Astor, and he lives in a very rundown shack, and that Moogle is named Magaboo. Magaboo, you guys ran into, is very much a Moogle that looks like a bunch of wolves that are stuck on a wheelchair, basically, and it's like,
Hey, I like Margaboo.
Magaboo.
He's a good man.
We do too. He's just very, very
He's super
old.
fucking old now.
He is super
1,000
old.
years
Like I
old.
saw him, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and he's like, he's very much like senile, it seems like.
He's got the attention span of a fucking goldfish.
Yes, and then
He's even more my favorite.
he has an assistant now that is a Lalafell, I believe. I cannot remember. I remember he had an assistant, and he's going to be a Lalafell canon. He reminds me that I need a random name generator up because I'm going to need it today.
This is the really furry old man, right?
Yes, the really furry old man who is sitting in front of everything. Lolala, talking with Morgana, finds out that her parents lived here and they had a family after everything that happened, and that she could bring them to the site that they're buried. And at this time, Magaboo's assistant is wheeling him off into the direction of the ceremony grounds, and Morgana and Lolala are heading towards the crypt that holds Lolala's parents. Oh, excuse me. Now, the scene's going to begin in a very illusionary, psychedelic world that exists within Astor's mind. Astor, welcome to Astor's dreamland. Astor,
There's gonna be some lewd imagery.
Astor, what in 500 years? You wouldn't know 500 years would go by, but what is she consistently thinking about? What is she dreaming about? What is going on in her head in that 500 years?
Astor, in these 500 years, has built a really awesome treehouse. Like, the best treehouse that any druid has ever made in their lives. Obviously, all druid, when their children make a treehouse, it's a rite of passage. You probably wouldn't know about it. It's a very important part of being a druid. But in these 500 years...
Is it underground?
It is underground. It is above ground.
Wow.
There are corridors.
You're really disrupting the mark. Yeah, okay. I like it.
There's a kitchen.
Did the Crips crew come by?
Not yet. But that's what she's working towards. She's really working to get on that like HD TV, like smart home. She wants to be on that. But in these this is probably one of the best tree houses she's ever seen in her entire life, and she's been spending what she thinks is like 5 years working on this, because she just kind of woke up in a forest and she just said, I'm gonna make a tree house, and now she's made one. It's really great. It's an awesome tree house.
What kind of tree is it?
One of those big ass redwood types. It's a very large tree that she made this out of.
That sounds about accurate. And so this took 10,000 or 500 years. I almost said 10,000 years. Like that was.
She thinks it's only been like 5 years.
To her, it's only been 5.
The passing of time is obviously a bit off.
Yeah, and I also like to think that with Astor, like her concept of time is very much different compared to everyone else's.
She doesn't have very many brain cells, correct? Yeah, things work a lot differently in her brain than everyone else's. She's also wondering why there's nobody else around. She sees animals occasionally, but they never get close enough for her to actually examine them. Mm-hmm. So she's largely just been living off of nuts and berries and everything.
And like that's the thing. Like whenever you need food, you always find it. Whenever you think about food, and you eat it, and then like and Astray is very much not around your shoulder. He's walking alongside you the whole time, and
Astray's been very lively. It's been a shock to her. She's glad that he learned how to use his legs again.
Yes, and very much he's always helping you. Like if you need help getting something, or you need a tool, or if you're feeling hungry, or he always would, like, if you're thirsty, would find a flask of water. But one day he thought he's nowhere to be seen, and you don't know what's going on. He went off to go get something and he hasn't come back. But the things need to be done around the tree, and you haven't noticed. But you didn't feel like anything's amiss, so to speak. And that's where we cut over to Lolala. Lolala, are you going? What are you doing?
Where did we leave off last time?
You guys were
last time, right before we ended. Lolala was being taken to the graves of her family in New Windsong.
Alone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Morgana was taking her there, but alone.
And I was with Magaboo trying to figure out a way to revive Astor.
And that's where he's going. He's like, his assistant's walking him to the ceremony, and you're going with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Crash, what are you doing?
I guess I'm tagging along with these guys.
Well, they're kind of splitting up.
No, I mean, sorry, not obviously with
Oh, okay.
with Graylin. So I'm going with Graylin and figuring out how to help them out
Okay.
if I can help, obviously.
So, we're gonna go with Lolala currently. You guys make your way through the town, and you get to the graveyards, and what you see there is very well done crypts. You imagine it looks like they are very finely mastercrafted. From what you can gather, you don't need to make a roll. You probably figured that Magaboo probably helped out with this, or like his assistant, because you've seen him and Astor do similar magic where they've done stuff with like dirt and like stone, like molding stones, especially with making the statue. Oh no, Graylin made the statue, but very much like crafting things. So you imagine there's like some magic involved that created these. When you walk up, Morgana is very slow, and she's just like walking alongside you, and you guys are taking your time. And she's talking about the history that has occurred from this time, such as what Cosmog did. The king, after had stepped down, and then Cosmog took over being king, and he had a family. And then he had Cosmog the second, and she had a child, because the two Cosmogs died in battle. And she had Cosmog the third, and she became queen, due to how the hierarchy worked in the monarchy. And she explains that she kept everyone safe, and she tried to. She became well versed in magic, using very much working with Kieran. To keep the illusionary mist alive, because the realm that they came to wasn't as strong as into magic, or as well as attuned into the land as it was the realm of monsters. The realm of monsters, you felt that like energy in the air. In your guys' realm, it wasn't there as much, but you do feel it here. It just feels like it's mellowed out a little bit, but there's still like an electricity in the air. She goes off and she talks about her family and how some of the Mughals have like gone out to explore. Most of them have like been experiencing more being tradesmen, and doing a lot of sales and all that kind of stuff, or gathering knowledge and bringing it back to the library. Morgana has claimed that the library is very much bigger now, and there's a lot more information that she has. And
Lolala tries to imagine how much bigger that library has really gotten.
in 500 years. And basically, and she brings you up, and it's this lovely gravesite. It's up on like a little hill, and you see, as you come up, it's made out of a nice white stone. It's very much polished, and even weathering after time has not done too much to it. It's very well kept after, and you imagine they have a very well taken care of gravestone, or gravekeeper.
Are there separate gravestones for each family member, or just sort of one headstone for them all?
So this is like a tomb just for your parents, like, so to speak. It seems to be a family plot. Like,
okay.
it's a Mistrala plot, is from gathering. You notice that there's like other plots. And one thing about it is that like everyone has like a little statue. The most well done statues is your, as you approach, is your mother and father. And off to the side, maybe about 5 yards away, in its own little section, you see is your uncle. And they seem to have the finest statues. Like, very much like the stone is very much more expensive, you'd think. And they're all striking poses and have a very loving look on their face. And that's what you see when you approach. And Morgana is like, this is where we're supposed to be.
Thank you, Morgana. Would you mind if I had a few minutes alone?
No, that's fine. That's fine. And she like turns around and she's like, and she makes her little way over.
Man, Morgana is adorable.
That makes me feel good because I'm making Morgana feel adorable. So.
Good job.
No. Okay, go ahead.
So Lolala takes a look at each of the gravestones, specifically the one of her father, her mother, and her uncle. Do they say anything in particular about them?
So I don't remember if we set on names for Lolala's parents. So I'm gonna let you and her uncle. I think her uncle, not so much her parents, but so I will leave you to the naming of them. Take the responsibilities away and give you some creative power.
It's actually, it's her great uncle that is it like her uncle or her great uncle that's there? Because her great uncle is the one that had the book that she has.
You knew your great uncle, correct? If I remember your backstory correct.
When Lolala was much younger, he was still around.
No, it would be your uncle.
Okay.
Your great uncle died, I think, before the whole story began.
Yeah, he had passed away when Lolala was younger, but like he's sort of what instilled her love of dragons. So I didn't have a name for her uncle. Her great uncle was Ronolo Mistrala. Her mother is Loruru, and her father was Zorlailai. So I guess it would probably just have their names and probably say something a little bit about them. For example, her mother worked the fields in Windsong and was pretty well known. She sang a lot. And her father was the local blacksmith of the town, crafting and repairing all the tools that Windsong needed for the village's farming, because that was their main source. That's kind of what most people did in Windsong, was farm.
I'm trying to get a pencil so I can write down names real quick.
So she probably... Lolala takes out her great uncle's notebook, and she flips through the pages and she finds one that she had drawn what she thought Geo was going to look like when she got him described, and rips out that page very carefully. And are there like any little rocks or anything anywhere?
Yeah, there's like normal. It's just like a grassy field. Sometimes there's like rocks to the side. Nothing too giant or anything like that.
Okay, so I'm just... Lolala looks around for just a rock that would hold that piece of paper in place so it wouldn't get blown away from anything. And she just gently sets that piece of paper with the drawing of a dragon, puts a little rock sort of just on the top part, not so it's covering the drawing, but just so it'll hold it there. And she steps back a bit and looks down at the gravestones and says, "Oh, I know when I left, you were really the only ones who believed that I would find anything, and I did, and I'm sorry that you weren't here to see it." And she can't really say anything else because her voice is just shaken. So she bows her head down, and the people of Windsong had something that they would sing to people that had fallen, whether it was of old age or other things. And so she sings that song. Say hello to our futures and say hello to our pasts. The wind blows but never lasts. Know that darkness may come near, but from your memory we shall not fear. Return to the valley, to fertile land, and when I follow, you'll be waiting to take my hand.
And as you sing that song, as the last note rings out of your mouth and serenades the quiet air all around, you see a symbol light up. And it's similar to the symbol that you have on your hand. And when this occurs, you see it start emanating light in front of you. And and it's blinding for a second, and when the light comes to, you see a very ghostly, translucent images of your parents standing in front of you. Very quiet still. There's no ambient noise that you would normally hear when you're looking at someone. And they go and they move towards you and they just hug you. And
Does she actually like feel as if someone is hugging her?
You feel the magic of someone hugging you. And hanging out with Graylin and Astor for that short amount of time, you and being in the land of monsters, you do feel that magic, and you feel like the little magic arms of both of them around you, and your father's head on top of yours, and your mother resting her head on your shoulder and like rubbing your back slowly, and then it just stops. And when you open your eyes, when Lolala opens her eyes, the symbol slowly starts to dim.
Lolala stops in silence.
And Mock Anna walks up and she was like, and she puts her hand on your back and she's like, This was their last wish. Is to have that activated. It's the last little bit of their magic, mixed in with my magic, and it's a one-time spell. But they just want to say goodbye.
Thank you. And Lolala hugs Morgana very, very tightly.
She's going. And then she's like holding on to you, and you guys are having a moment of bereavement for the passing of your parents officially. And then from that scene, we come over to Crash and Graylin, who are now standing or approaching in front of Astor's statue. Astor, what was your statue posed as?
I'm pretty sure it was like the pelvic thrust, like double hands going down,
I'm
like the
pretty
suck it
sure
move.
it was something like this.
Yeah, I was pretty accurate because I literally just said you were going like like this, and you were like, that was
It was a very crude moment. Yes.
You guys help Magaboo approach forward as Astor's stuck in this statue pose. And so as you're all standing in front of it, and he's like, Magaboo's like, no, stand back. And he's like pushing you back with the stick that he's holding in his hand. And he's like, no, hold on. And he's even pushing his assistant back. And he's like, no, hold on. And then he begins to, with the stick, draw into the ground some symbols. You guys can roll Arcana if you want, if you're trying to figure out something.
Always.
So basically, you see him like doing this, and he's trying to get down what exactly precise. He's being very precise, and Crash, you have no idea what he's doing. You're like he's drawing circles in the ground. Graylin, you know
No, bro.
it's some sort of life spell of some sort.
Revival, like a revival spell, like a resurrection spell.
Yes, something like that, or something like a reversal or a revival. It's hard to say because a lot of the symbols that you see are druidic, and you can't read them. You understand the magic, the magic principle, and like how the lines are corresponding with like the natural ley lines of the land and stuff like that. But everything,
I get the core concepts, but I don't actually know what he's writing.
And so you see his assistant. We're gonna name him. I gotta come up with a Lalafell name really quickly.
Lalilulelo.
Lalilelelu.
No, don't.
No, Lalilelelu.
No rah-rah.
You guys can
Just
just
Lou.
call him Lou.
Just Lou. I like that.
Lou.
His name is actually Lulu, but he hates that name, so he just call me Lou.
Lou.
When he was a young Lalafell, people used to just sing song it, but he didn't like it, so he just goes by Lou.
Yeah. He lives with the Muggles too long. So he's like, he's like, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I haven't seen that one. And
Wait, is the assistant also a Moogle?
no, he's a Lalafell.
A Lalafell named
No.
Lou.
Lou. We just had this conversation.
His full name.
Welcome to the show, Graylin.
His Christian name.
Right. My government name.
Yeah. So basically, he's and you see Mankaboo, and he's like doing a little chant. He's like, and he's like doing little things. He's doing like little but he's like a little fat ball now, and so
He
he's
looks like a fucking dust bunny.
I definitely chuckled out loud.
Yeah. And then he stands in front of Astor after like this light that has been etched into the ground is now around Astor, and it seems to be the focus is around her. And you see him, and he goes, and he like slams his cane into the ground, and light shoots up into the air, like beaming into the air. Pure light shooting into the air. It's blinding. Astor, as you notice Astray is missing, you're looking around. You're very confused. And I wish I had my sunglasses present.
I mean, I'm
So-
getting blinded by a giant pillar of light. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm the DM.
I just want to feel included, even though little Lala's not there.
Well, Lala's wearing sunglasses to cover her tears.
There you go. She's got them crying glasses on.
These are my
So,
privacy crying glasses.
Astor, you stand there and you're like, well, I don't know where he is, but you know he's could be out getting you stuff, and you start working on the tree, but the tree begins to zoom far away from you,
That's just rude.
and
Tree, get back here. I don't know why you're running off. I've been working on you for 5 years. You're not even done yet. I just need to finish the family room and the game room, and then we'll be done. Get back here.
and then you look down and you're standing on like what seems to be like a marble on water. And then light starts to crack through on the ground around
crap.
you, and
It's all been a dream, hasn't it?
and then
It's all been a dream.
and
How long have I
Astor,
been here?
Deadpool of the party.
Oh my God, how long have I been here?
and then
Not again! I didn't even get to become a queen this time.
Oh, that's right. You had that whole side story.
Oh God, this is why I'm insane.
That
and
and the drugs.
and light starts to crack through, and you
Shut
feel
up, Braylon. I know you just said something sassy wherever you are. I don't know. Feel it.
That's just her last words. Shut up, Graylin.
instead of detect magic, she has
The first
detect
words out of her
sass.
mouth as she cut like that's just like, shut up, Graylin.
But like, and you feel your body locking into some pose that all of a sudden jumps into your memory. You remember turning into bronze, and the pose that you struck at the time that you became a statue.
I should have chosen a different pose.
But like as you feel locking together, you feel the grip loosening and the bronze breaking off of you, and you become more and more free. You're able to move a lot more, and you feel this vibrant to divine magical energy beaming around you. Your hair is like flying into the air, and all of a sudden, the beam of light stops, and Astor is standing in front of you. Graylin and Crash.
Who brought me back? I was making the best treehouse I've ever made in my time.
I turned to Graylin and like,
How
she-
long have
is
I
she
been
alright?
here?
No.
Who are you? Who are any of you? I know Graylin and Lolala. Who the fuck are the rest?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have this feature. I have this thing. So I'm looking at you, Crash, and you hear a voice in your head to say, "Keep your helmet on." You don't hear this. You don't hear this, Astor.
And I'm just like, all right.
She's
Okay.
also apparently mostly nude. Chat, thank you for reminding me.
Mostly.
Oh.
I think
completely.
she was Donald ducking it.
Honestly, I can't.
When
keep
is she
track-
not? Honestly.
I can't keep track of Astor's clothes. Not something I can keep track of. It's not.
If it's not
something
written on your
that-
character sheet, she's naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't expressly say that she's wearing clothes, she's by default naked.
So as things come to you, see like your leather armor, like pants fall in front of you. Deus ex machina pants. But you see Magabu, and he's like,
But I don't know. I'm assuming I don't know that's Magabu though, because he's 1,000 years old.
yeah, he looks very much older. You recognize it's the same clothing, and he's and you see like burnt in druidic symbols.
Smell the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Magabu!
hello.
Oh my, you are. What year is it? Where did I go? How long have we been? Is it? I thought it was 5.
What year is it?
Magabu, who did this to you? Who gave you a transformation potion? Why are you so old? You look like you're about to die. Magabu, don't speak. Don't speak. You're too old. You can't use your last breath.
So are
And-
her clothes just like on the ground?
Her pants are. And so you see Makabu, he looks over at Lou and he's like, here. And he gives him a very ornate stick. Looks like a cane. There seems to be some aura coming off of it. And he's like, her. And he hands it to Lou. And he walks up to Astor one last time and he's like, May Sylvanas guard you. And then as he says that, his body, his hand that touches you, as it releases off, it slowly starts turning into glowing petals. And slowly it starts decaying. Not decaying in a bad way, but like such...
Disintegrating?
Yeah, disintegrating into like different sorts of leaves and becoming very much nature. And then you feel the wind pick up, and Magabu's hand looks at you, and he turns to everyone, and you see him, and he bows his head, and turns into like cherry blossoms, maple leaves, oak leaves, and very much just assortments of leaves that just blow up into the air, and they have all some a glow to them, and they all disperse in several different directions.
What a way to make an exit. Jesus.
And you see Lou standing there, and he's like, "What just happened?"
He became a bunch of leaves. Did you see that? He just
The
became-
druid is completely unfazed.
Really gross
Like he
way
became
to
leaves,
make
duh.
it.
Like
It's a really gross way to do it.
Do I know it just,
wouldn't
like,
do it myself.
with
but-
Arcana, do I know what happened? Like, am I familiar with literally what he just did?
You
Or
can give me an
nature.
Arcana roll.
Sure.
You know that he became one with nature, so to speak. You imagine with your previous Arcana roll that the spell he did took his life energy, and then with that, he was very old, and he chose to disperse himself into many leaves in a divine fashion. It's very much there was divine intervention with what you just experienced.
Okay, so it's a little bit outside my ken, but I can understand divine magic with it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he gone. Did he go back? Did he teleport back home? What happened?
He gone.
He gone.
He went to the promised land, the land that's way better than this one. There's no reason to be sad, but that was just very rude of him to make such an exit.
Why does it
Yeah,
smell so bad?
despite knowing what just happened, Grayla doesn't correct them on like what just transpired.
Astor knows what just happened.
Okay.
What
The
happened?
druid. It would make sense, wouldn't? Why wouldn't Astor know what just happened?
I'm gonna hand Astor her pants.
Oh, we're still doing this, huh?
We're just
and,
doing this the whole time.
Still
I'm
forcing
like-
clothes on me.
Like Graylin's like deadpan face, like not the joking like smirk. He just like, you need to sit down.
At this time, you look over and you see Crash. Crash, can you describe your character to Astor so she has an idea of what you look like?
Yeah.
People are saying we're a bit low, McLugan.
You're a
Please
bit
don't.
low.
Please don't tell
Yeah,
me
that
you have
all of
horns.
our
I
volumes.
mean, I feel a little bit low energy today.
Let me turn you guys up a little bit.
I'm not high, that's for sure.
Here, I'm turning you up on my end, so we'll see. Everyone, just give me once in chat if it sounds better, and then we'll continue. Okay.
Essentially, so I'm pretty tall. I've got some dark armor on. I'm fully armored from the head to toe. And I've got this like sort of long helmet. There's kind of spikes all over it, small ones. And
Are the spikes covering spikes you actually have?
you don't know that. No,
Oh.
nobody knows anything
no.
about that.
Okay.
Actually, no, those two do. They know.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We know. Yeah, we know what's up with him.
They've seen me without at least the helmet on. But yeah, some dark. I'm very tall and skinny. Well, not skinny, but like not like bulky or anything. I don't look like I would be a barbarian or anything. But it's very much like a very dark, in kind of knight's armor. Yeah.
Would you say you look demonic?
Well,
His
especially
armor's
with
pretty, it's pretty, like
Pretty
it's
pretty.
like it's pretty tore up looking.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, I'm-
full body, like it's fully functional. But it's like, it looks like the way you described it kind of reminded me of the soul of Cinder from Dark Souls 3.
Sort of. So it's all one piece. That's important to know. It's all one piece, and it looks like it's impossible for me to get in and out of it. Like there's no pants, there's no shirt. It's just one solid piece.
Okay. So it's just an important question for Astor. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where's your pants and how can
there's
she
that,
get
plus
into
there's
them?
like, you know, I'm wearing a cloak as well. It sort of came out as it looked like I may have been undercover, at least trying not to have people notice me. But that's sort of kind of gone out the wayside. So that's just kind of what's on me at the moment.
Okay.
His armor looks like the fact, aside from the fact that it actually is metal. His whole look just strikes me as like being like just like very very fucking metal.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna bring everyone over here.
Yeah, it's pretty metal.
You're pretty metal.
Yeah.
It's pretty metal, but it's also pretty and metal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Uh,
it's dark. It's almost like a matte finish, but it's also shiny. It's one of those things where it's like, is that shiny or is it
Like
not shiny?
pearl?
It's hard to tell.
Like a pearl
Yeah,
finish.
like a pearl almost. Yeah.
Ooh, God, that's. It's subtle. It's tasteful.
Please
Yeah,
stop
so
describing this. Astor's getting uncomfortable.
So, as you guys are all getting reunited, Astor, can you give me a perception roll and let me know if you roll higher than a 5?
on. Browser, stop. Okay, got it. Go.
Oh, you definitely notice as soon as you're looking at him, your neck feels cold, and you go to feel, and Astray's not there.
Hold on, everyone, stop. Where's Astray? Where the hell is she? Astor gets off the marble thing and just starts walking around, just walking around and yelling, calling for Astray. Where the hell are you? You stupid cat! You wandered off again.
Astor.
I hope you came with me. Where are you? Astray!
Astor.
Astray!
Astor. I just like chuck her pants at her.
What? I'm looking for Astray. Have you seen Astray? Was she?
No,
also made
no
of
one's seen
marble?
Astray.
What? Okay. Well, I'm looking for Astray. I need to go look for Astray.
While you're looking for Astray, look around and tell me if you recognize where you are.
I don't care where I am. I'm looking for my goddamn cat. Because I'm back where we were, like 5 years ago, I guess. It looks a little different.
Sorry,
guess.
5?
Yeah, it's been like
Try 500, Astor.
That's hilarious, Graylin. 500. Okay.
Astor,
Well,
we're in
Astray!
Ilios. This is Ilios, dude.
Astray!
Why is she yelling?
Where is Astray?
Because she doesn't
Starts
listen
looking
well.
under rocks. Just whatever rocks might be around. Just starts looking under them.
Is she gonna be a handful?
Where? What
Only if you take your helmet off.
This goddamn cat. Always getting away at the worst times. I finally get back
I don't
here.
remember,
She's
I
probably
don't remember
And-
if Astray was on Astor's person when we.
Oh,
turned
Astray is
bronze.
always on Astor's person. That's the
Yeah.
thing about Astray.
unless
I
I
lost
like
my-
otherwise say so. Astray's always on Astor
Okay.
person.
Lolala, Morgana is like brought 2 guards, and they're coming up with you to the ceremony grounds because they're all coming to investigate the beam of light that you guys all witnessed and broke the moment that you guys were having, and you're coming up over in this direction over here, and there you are. And so you see Astor, who's now functional, and you see like Elder Theo walking up into the middle with you guys, and it looks like he's holding something.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there I am.
Have you seen this Theo? Right? Have you seen Astray? If it was 500 years, why would Theo still be here? Graylin, idiot. Theo, have you seen Astray? By any chance?
And he turns around and looks at you, and he's holding him, and he's holding her, and he's petting her.
Give me my fucking cat. What the hell are you doing? Why'd you take? Astor just walks over and snatches Astray from him.
I kept her safe.
Well,
The ones who
Thanks.
took Migu, they almost took her.
well, how do you know that they would have been dead in seconds had I not turned into a bronze statue? I guess. But thanks, Theo. So Howard, she puts Astray back around her neck. So like, how are things? Sorry, I kind of freaked out there. Astray is really near and dear to my heart.
Kinda.
You see
What is
Astray looks at you, and he's like, I've missed you. It's been a long time.
With you, buddy. Wasn't it? That treehouse was so sick, wasn't it?
That was a lovely treehouse,
It was
but
gonna be so great.
about-
It was all lie.
about 300 years into it, someone tried to steal me. So
Okay, it's not 300 years. It was like 10. I'll say 20. I'll sell it 20. Fine. We've done this before. I would feel 500 years.
you are a statue. Time travels differently. Don't you know
What do
that?
You don't know anything, Stray. You don't even have a brain. Shut
Was
up.
there like in the
Oh.
area in this courtyard there? Was there any like a carving or engraving on the ground that any of us would recognize from having been in that whole dais?
No, everything looks worn down and weathered over here. Like it wasn't very taken care of.
Ah,
And like even when Morgana walks up, she's like won't even stand near it. She's like, we haven't seen this in a very long time.
what?
And
I genuinely could not understand what you just said. I'm sorry.
we haven't seen this in a very long time. This wasn't here a while ago.
Astor whispers to Theo, who the hell is that?
Am I close enough to hear any of this yet?
Yeah, no, you're there. You've approached, and Astor's like freaking out and holding a stray, and she's like whispering to Theo, and you can plainly hear it because you've started walking up.
Hey.
Lolala! Astor goes barreling towards Lolala and tackles her down and hugs her.
Oh.
You're not wearing any
Okay.
pants again, are you?
I look at Crash and it's like,
Back.
cool. I'm only the only family she has, but no.
Lolala!
Hug her instead.
Oh!
What's happening over there?
Why is your face? Your face is wet. Why is your face wet? Where is it? God, Lolala.
Well, we woke up and you were still a statue.
I know. Why did you
I'm
guys
guessing
get to
you
be not
fixed
become statues and I wasn't? You were crying over me. Oh,
Olala decides to let her think that that's what it is because she doesn't want to go into it.
Astor just continues to hold her pantsless.
God damn it.
Will
Do I
she
hear what Graylin mumbles
will
about?
she ever put on the pants?
Who
At some
knows?
point.
Okay.
Would I have heard Graylin mumbling about how they're family and he doesn't get a hug?
I don't know. Roll a perception check. Wait, I'm not the DM. What the fuck am I doing? Sorry.
That's on you guys. You roleplay that out.
I just
roll.
leveled up. I just metagamed into being.
You just became the GM.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
McLucan, you pick what I need to roll for perception for me to hear that, and I will roll it.
I will let you decide if you think Lolala heard it or not. To take fucking Graylin's metagaming away from him.
I'm
You?
going to roll and say that because of the fact that she's being smothered with hugs by Astor, that makes it harder to hear. So we'll go with like 13.
Okay.
See if we can make it. She totally hears him. Graylin, get over here and hug us then.
No. This is only between us. No, don't let no.
500 years and he's still complaining.
Why do you guys keep saying 500 years? It's not been 500.
Because it's been 500 years, you ass, and I pick up her pants off the ground and throw them at her again, and then I just walk back to Mugmugs.
It's not been 500 years. You guys are. Have you guys?
It
you guys
absolutely has
Did
been
you
500
find my
years.
mushrooms? Did my mushrooms not come with me and you guys took them?
Astor? It really has been 500 years.
I demand proof. I demand proof of this. It's been.
Lolala
Look around,
gestures
idiot.
around us.
So,
Astor
Graylin,
gets on the ground and like licks the floor.
God.
Graylin,
This
you...
is where Elios used to be.
A lot can happen in just 10 years. It doesn't have to be 500 years.
Graylin, when you...
It happened, like-
Graylin, when you attempt to leave, you're very strongly... your attention is very much drawn to Theo. And then, as you realize that, you look over, your attention is very much drawn to Theo. Currently, he has some sort of aura about him that's emanating from him. And he's like, you should all travel back to Migu Town. There's
Why are you
something...
glowing?
You about to turn into leaves?
No.
Wait, who turned into leaves?
Oh. Magaboo did.
And you see Lou standing there, and he's sad holding the cane, like...
Is
Also,
that
who's that guy?
something that happens?
Yeah, it's like a druid thing. You guys didn't know about this? Turn to leaves. You go back to the promised land. It's great. You think druids want to be here? I was in a cool ass tree house. That's where I want to be. No offense to you guys.
None taken. I don't know you.
Yeah, I don't know you either. And who's that guy with the cane? Who are you? Are you Magaboo's like son or grandson or great grandson?
I'm not a Moogle.
What?
I'm-
You guys all look the same to me. I'm sorry. That's might come across a little bit. Honestly, I don't know. I can't
Racist.
tell the difference. It's been a long. It's been like 100 years.
I'm
okay?
not completely fuzzy or white.
Yeah.
know,
Lala
people-
fuzzy.
They, other species can do anything. Regardless, Theo, why are you glowing?
And Theo is just like,
Oh,
you need to go.
I look at Theo and I'm like, right?
Lolala is actively trying to fight looking at him because she's still pissed at Theo.
And he's like, you need to travel to Migu Town. There's something for you there. You need to find a man named Sid.
Fire spice?
No.
I'm just kidding. That was a wacky time. I'm over that. Sorry. Continue.
Wait, Logan. I swear, if you give us an airship,
If you give us a salty old mechanic with an airship.
And so, you're all looking at Theo, and he's like, I don't need this form anymore. You guys, if you ever need to get a hold of me, only look at me past the northern mountains. I have a... Yes. I reside past the northern mountains. I live in a valley. Very much surrounded by a desert.
good, go back there.
I shoot Lolala like a look.
Aster's
And
spinning around because she can't figure out which way is north.
he looks at Lolala and he's like, I'm sorry that this has all happened to you, but maybe in due time you'll understand. Maybe you won't, I don't know. But I want to tell you that your uncle, your great uncle, or Lolo, or Lulu. Was it or Lulu or Lulu? What was your great uncle's name?
You don't even know. You have his stuff, but you don't know his name.
I
Your
can't.
great uncle.
Don't blame Theo. Blame me because I'm totally bad with names.
Great Uncle Rornolo Mistrala.
Renolo.
Of course.
Everything Renolo learned, he learned from me a long time ago.
God damn it.
And then he begins to turn around, and what you see before you is not that size.
Oh, Jesus.
A giant. I saw you jump. In Draconic, he looks at you and he says, "Guide our house well." And
Astor's squeezing Lolalo really tight.
Wait. So, okay.
Freaked out.
Say again how large that is and what is it exactly?
so basically, what you see before you is something you remember from your books. And this thing is golden. Like gold. Like, this, it's metallic. And it is a golden dragon. It is colossus in size, and basically he walked away and then transformed into this huge thing and turned his head and got right by you, it feels like, but he's far away, and he said these words that boomed like thunder, and then he takes his wings and flies up into the air towards the north and flies away.
Lolala sits the fuck down.
Astor sits down with her because, as mentioned, Astor is literally clinging to Lolala and is terrified. What was that? A dragon?
I don't feel like I would need a roll to know who that is.
I don't have a draconic name. You know it is a gold dragon. You would have to do some research to figure out if there's any specific gold dragons. You've researched Geo. You can't remember off the top of your head if there's any gold dragons at all.
So not necessarily one of the greater named dragons.
Possibly, but you don't know. You never got his name.
But I wouldn't know just from seeing him.
No.
Okay.
You would need to get his name.
I wouldn't either.
Didn't get his number.
No. you've never seen a gold dragon before, so that was the first time that happened. You don't see dragons too often, and the dragons that you do see are very much bestial and don't really communicate.
I'm curious. Did that particular gold dragon have a different aura than Geo? Kind of like how Geo, when he shows up, we all had to roll against fear. Is there anything like that gold dragons have?
No, you did not. You did not fear him. You felt that you weren't in a threat, or like he was not threatening you, or he wasn't going to attack you. There wasn't any bloodlust or anything like that towards you. Geo, on the other hand, you had to choose your words carefully, and he like, you said something wrong, he would have killed you. The only reason that you were alive, he stated it himself, is because you did something for him, so he's letting you live. And that was kill the person that was impersonating him.
Also, Theo rhymes with Geo.
Yes, it does.
That's purely coincidental. And Morgana's like, oh, that was huge.
Was Theo a dragon the whole time? The whole time? Got anyone? That was like that's a real thing that I just saw, right? I actually saw that.
No,
I'd say that was real.
Yeah,
I saw
that's
it.
real.
Lala immediately takes out her uncle's notebook and starts flipping through it while still sitting on the floor.
And Astor's still just clinging to her side like this.
And you look at your tattoo, and it has like a golden like tint to it. It's kind of like floating above it, like not directly into the tattoo, but you feel it, and it feels like empowered a little bit. So you can give
empowered.
me. Oh man, I had a name for him, and I cannot remember what the fuck it was. Hold on. Oh no, that's right. I had sticky notes with all this information on it, and I lost all of it because the Windows 10 update fucked my computer. So I lost all my fucking notes on the computer because I was a dumbass and didn't write them down. So I do have a name for him. Just give me a second. If you want to give me a history roll and see if you even can come up with something.
Let's do a history roll. Da, 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 da.
And this is how well you research through the book. You don't...
Mediocre.
Yeah, you don't find anything that sticks out right away. Whether that be you are skimming through it so quick because you're so excited, you're just not landing on the right story, or you're just like jumping all around and you don't have enough time skimming through it takes probably about a couple minutes where you're just like randomly like,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
word
I
doesn't say
I'm,
dragon.
Like,
Yeah.
rapidly flipping through, trying to see if I recognize his picture from anything, or.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Boom. But yeah, you don't see anything that inherently sticks out about gold dragons.
He's basically like, Muhammad, damn it! I don't. It's got to be in here somewhere.
Meanwhile, Astor's like, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" As she's
A dragon! A dragon! A dragon! A dragon!
No, she's like pointing in the notebook at all the different drawings, like, "Oh, what's that? Ooh, what's that?
And that Lola's
what's
just like,
that?
another dragon! A dragon!
Oh, what's that? Oh, your uncle saw a lot of dragons. Your uncle's a pretty cool guy. All those dragons. But you see this dragon? Do you know if you saw this dragon?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
No. Oh, I see. Sorry.
So as that's going
I'll
on,
stop for just a second to say, he was a really cool guy, though.
I'm gonna write this down because I kind of remember the theme I had for the name. So, it's gonna take you some time because you're kind of skimming through everything. And as you guys are all kind of collecting your thoughts and what just happened, it's about 20 minutes later, and you find a story. It's not about the dragon, it's the name that sticks out to you. and it's Theo Miradas.
I'm gonna need that spelled out.
I will throw it in chat, the actual
Yay.
chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, Theo Miradas. There you go. Theo Miradas. Theo Miradas was a champion of Bahamut, and one of Bahamut's first champions. And he's very, very powerful. He disappeared with no during the time of Tiamat's rise. There's a great war that happened, and after that war, he disappeared. There's great tales of what he did during the war, such as striking down the Red Dragon Theoner, and beyond all that. But those are tales that take a lot of detail, but it's just skimming through it. You just see that, like, after the war was over, he disappeared. No one knows what happened to him.
Okay.
And then, but you see Morgana is, like, over your shoulder, or, like, kind of, like, with you, like, reading. And she's like, oh, that's so interesting.
Theomyrodus. Theomyrodus?
Well,
that has Theo in it.
Why can't I read what you're reading? I thought I could read. How do you make sense of this? Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't there pictures? Your uncle needs to draw more pictures.
And as you guys all are sitting around this book, and like Lolala, I guess, is maybe out, like, is she outwardly just like reciting what the story is?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine she would probably read it all out loud.
Yeah. And Lolala is reading you these stories and all the such, and that's where we're gonna go on our first break. Because I need to use the big boys' room.
This is Zoe.
Yeah. She's trying to figure out how to get outside the door, even though it's not closed.
She's looking right up at my cat.
Oh, I hope she does this. Oh, God. Oh, no. I want you guys to see when she does this. Oh, no.
Well, she can do it.
She like gets on her side and opens the door like this. It's hilarious.
Oh, my cat does
But now
that too.
Now she's distracted.
Yeah. My cat started doing that with our sliding door.
Yeah, my cat's ruining my couch doing that.
Well, now she's distracted. Now she can't do anything.
Like this couch is porous, so she climbs through it.
Just yeah, she's like a if Zoe was fatter, she'd be like Magaboo. I got the door.
Good job. Bye, Zoe.
She was gone forever. So yeah, we'll be right back, everyone. Take 5 minutes. Get your bathroom break on. I got to give my cat medicine, so it might be a little bit longer. So let's say 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah, we'll see you then. And get stretch your legs a little bit. Do some squats.
Definitely going to.
No.
Ooh, squats sound good.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the long wait. I had to corral a cat, and then
It's been another 500 years.
and everyone's dead. Tell us about your new characters. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a fantastic break. Did a couple squats. We confused the cat. No, our cat got sick, and we had to not Skitten, Rocket, the cartoon cat in the emotes. He's on antibiotics right now, and it's like that plastic injection thing. So we have to trick him and like hold him, and then one of us holds him, and then the other one puts the medicine in his mouth, and then we have to give him food after that. Otherwise, he gets sick. So we have to like both cats get wet food. And then, yeah, they're super happy.
What happened to the cat?
He got a UTI.
Oh.
Yeah. He literally jumped in front of me after I got to washing my hands in the bathroom and started peeing blood in the sink. And I was like,
Oh, my God. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, and I was like, well, we need to take you to the vet. But he's been...
He told you. Cats are really bad at telling their owners that they're not doing well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause they don't want. Well, they don't want to tell anyone. They're selfless. Like, no, I don't want to bother you with my blood in my pee. I won't bother anyone with this.
Yeah, he's very much... so, I don't know if you guys have a cat or had a cat like this at all. He follows me around the house. So when I get done streaming, or like if I walk out there, he's on our bedroom bed. He waits for me to come out so he can like walk around with me and like hang out. And then like when we took him to the vet, he got scared when I left because we had to trick him into the cat kennel with cat treats. So I left him in the car. I went to go get him, and I came back, and his eyes were dilated, and he looked all sad. And I was like, "I'm sorry, buddy." Meta was in there with him, and I was like, "Why is he freaking out?" She was like, "No, he just got really scared when he left." And I was like, "Oh, he's a poor little brr." I was so worried and sad. I was like, and he's making crying noises, and I was like, "Oh, this is heartbreaking."
I'll have to show you the food that I switched Zoe to because she got a UTI, and my vet like recommended it to me. It's like a raw food diet.
Yeah.
And it's way cheaper than wet food. I'll show it to you later though.
Okay. Yeah. I'll gladly look at it. But yeah.
Show it to you later.
Oh, I'll show you.
Food.
It's a cat people porn. That's a here's a good diet for your cat. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I'm glad she's sleeping, or she'd be up here right now and bugging the hell out of me.
Yeah, that's why I have to keep my door shut, because otherwise he like jumps up here and he's like,
Yep.
and he's like, "What are you doing? Look, the mouse!" And then he starts batting the screens, and I'm like, "Okay, we gotta put you somewhere else."
You gotta go.
But yeah, you guys are all sitting in the old field, and Lolala has told you the grand story of Theomyridus. Yeah, Theomyridus.
Is this a popular story? Like,
You've never
would
heard
it
of
be
it.
told amongst those that know dragons?
You've never heard the story before.
Okay.
You like even looking at her book, like there's some times where you see something and you're like, you've never heard these stories before.
Okay.
What did Theo say? But he said, "I will be by the northern mountains."
Past the northern mountains in the valley surrounded by a desert.
Past the northern mountains, in a valley surrounded by a desert.
Yeah.
Man, I wrote that one completely wrong.
What, I'm curious. What did you write?
I said,
I'll be on a hill around the trees.
It's like, I'll be in the mountains in a forest by a desert.
I'll be that old man under the bridge and link to the past.
Oh God.
I tried. Close.
You see Morgana, and she's like, she looks at all of you, and she said, "Well, what do you guys plan on doing?"
Speak up. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Let me get my microphone right here. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. By microphone, I mean my vocal cords. That what Muggles call vocal cords as microphones.
Can't hear you. You're 1,000 years old. Your voice is
What
lost.
what do, what do you guys plan on doing?
Well, Migu Town's the only place left still standing, right?
Yeah. I'm always happy to
Apparently.
go on back to Migu Town. You had a
We're
great
not going
time.
back to
there.
my home. Screw that.
So who are you? Are you in the black dog getup, looking all mysterious like over there?
Oh, hi. I'm Crash.
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 Hi, I'm
Yes.
Astor. My friends are terrible at introducing people.
I
So
was told I shouldn't do things around you, so I'm just kind of keeping my distance.
That's probably for the best, to be honest. That's
so
a very accurate statement. Yes.
with that being said, when you hear the name Astor, all three of these names, give me a history roll. I'm basing it off that.
Okay.
7. Their names sound really familiar.
Okay.
Um,
Can I
all three of your
pinpoint-
names.
Can
Huh?
I pinpoint where? Or
You want to say it's a place, but you're not exactly sure.
okay.
Morgana looks at all of you and she's like,
Well, I can help get you out of the fog safely and towards Migu Town if you guys want to leave now.
Are you sure you can do that, Morgana? You
I feel I got a spring in my step that I didn't have for a long time, so I think I could do it.
so okay. All right.
Remember, when you're on painkillers, you can still be injured.
I mean, I
I'm
didn't
pretty
give her
sure Morgana's gonna die in like 10
I have no idea what you gave her, to be honest.
Oh,
You guys
Yeah,
gave
she
her something?
wasn't actually
Just he
looking
gave her
not as
something.
good.
it was that potion that we found like a long. It was a while ago. Well, it was 500 years ago, to be precise. Yeah, no, that potion actually unaged her. She's not on painkillers. She's literally younger.
She doesn't look very young.
Well,
Or
she
we
looks
should-
11 years. She looks 11 years younger
You
than
should have
she did
seen
before
me
she
a few
drank it.
hours ago.
Astor was trying to whisper that, but she couldn't whisper it and also yell it across to Graylin over
Is
there.
this like an Austin Powers when he gets defrosted? He can't control the volume of his voice.
Yeah, basically.
hello! He has no inner monologue.
Yeah.
So she's like,
You should have seen me a few hours ago. I was like, I couldn't get out of bed.
I believe it. I bet
I was
you were
about
almost
to
dead.
die.
Oh. Well, do you guys want to leave right now, or do you want to wait?
Got nothing else to do around here. I say we get the heck out of this place before somebody else turns into
Helios
leaf.
isn't getting any more ruins like.
Okay.
All good points. Yeah, we should just head off.
Perfect logic. Yep.
Okay.
And then and she pulls out a little sword. It looks like a tiny like rapier kind of saber kind of sword, and she's like, "Hold on!" And then she goes and starts like putting like and like flying up if you're tall and knighting you all.
Whoa, whoa!
And then
Put that thing again out. Can you see?
And then what you see is that like you all of a sudden have like little glowing like Moogle wings on your back, and then the little puffball shows up, and you think wow, and then
It's not okay.
and then it disappears.
Oh, so okay, they're like temporary.
You can,
Graylin for a moment was just ecstatically happy, just like, oh.
you guys can come back anytime now. The mist will always guide you here.
Why the hell are we gonna come back here? Thank you. Thank you. Okay,
MC 500 years has been really kind to you.
it's not been 500 years. You guys need to stop this joke.
Oh my god.
It's a hilarious joke, but it's getting outplayed now.
I'm sorry, Morgana. I mean, I would apologize more, but you
What's the point?
get it.
Before we leave, Astor puts on her pants and armor.
Oh, thank Christ.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, what? Sorry, did my perfect body offend you?
Why is her bush so angry?
They had its shot.
I don't know why that came to my mind. That scene from that movie. It's so angry.
It's quite accurate.
So Morgana and the guards bring you to the edge of the mist, and she's like,
All right, if you guys ever need anything, just come back and we'll see what we can do for you.
Thanks, Morgana.
You're welcome, Lolala.
Thank you, Morgana. Look after yourself.
Oh, I will. I feel like I got 11 years under my belt now. That's just a rough estimation. I don't know if that's actually true.
11 years, huh?
Yes.
I'd give you about. Never mind. Thank you.
Where did you people learn manners?
She
I
didn't.
lived in a forest alone for centuries.
You should see what happens
Astor
when.
has a very interesting perspective.
That's definitely a way to put that. I give Morgana a little hug.
oh, and she like gives you a little hug, like her arms like try to get around you, but you're like so big. She's like, oh. And she looks at Crash, and she's like,
Well, I guess it was nice meeting you.
I give her daps.
what the hell's daps? Like
Nabs?
fist bumps?
Like fist bump?
I'm
You
not
better
a
just,
meme
like-
fucking friendly. Are you dabbed on her? You're like, hey, what up?
No. Oh God. Oh God.
Crash.
Yeah, like.
Crash out.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry, that's how we're all going to imagine you leaving the scene now. Crashed out in 9,000!
Did you get rid of it?
And then runs
No.
off, like holds the pose and then just like runs off.
and you see Aha take on me as he runs off into distance.
No, that's me.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, no, there's a new pose now. It's
No.
someone remake
Then
that
I do
video.
my Naruto run out.
Goodbye.
But,
Now we have
but
two
double dabbing just like this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I do it backwards.
Dab no jutsu.
Demo jutsu.
Yeah.
Dab no jutsu.
You don't get it. It's because it's Wednesdays, so it's opposite days. So you're just Naruto on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So hey, you guys begin to make your way. I take it, and you guys all say your goodbyes to Morgana.
And she's like, I hope you guys come back. Bye. Good luck.
Lolala gives Morgana another hug before they leave.
Aw.
Hope you're alive when we get back.
Shut up, Astor.
And then she sees all you guys off.
So is it just me or is everyone really old?
I mean, I'm pretty young
No, not
Compared-
aside from
compared
us.
to you guys.
Okay,
You guys are
Google
like
it.
570
young
years
gun.
old.
Excuse me, I'm 100 and something years old. I was
You're
trying
like-
to get to my bio.
You're like
120
600 or something years old now.
Yeah. Oh wait. So let's have Astor describe her character. So Dan has a good idea and can fill the imagination.
Astor is a druid. She's very small. She's about my height. She has red hair, but not like this bright red, like a ginger red. She's almost always dirty, and is very rarely wearing clothes. To which she does not take any notice. It's not done on purpose to offend anyone. She just forgets to put on clothes because, as mentioned, she grew up in the forest alone, so you didn't really need to put on clothes for anyone. When she is wearing clothes, she has a nice suit of leather armor. Her chest piece has a cat sigil on it. That's her house crest. But yeah, she looks like a very angry, dirty person.
That has a dead cat around her neck.
And the
That's
dead
very
cat, or yeah.
succinct,
Oh,
there's
it's dead.
A stray
Okay.
is a to you guys is a dead, rotting cat that she keeps around her neck. I don't really know why it doesn't ever actually decay. I'm assuming some sort of druid magic that I haven't really fleshed out in her biography yet. So, but we'll just assume that. But to her, it's a completely alive cat that just chills out on her shoulders, and she frequently talks to him, her. It also doesn't really have a real gender. It just goes back from him and her fairly frequently.
So wait, to us it doesn't move and it's actually
No,
just
it's definitely
dead.
just a dead cat to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
to us it looks like she just talks to a dead cat.
Yeah, it doesn't
Ah.
it doesn't have any eyes. Like the eyes are completely rotted out.
Yeah. So when you
Oh,
hear
I thought a stray had one that was like dangling.
I
Is
think
that
it might.
one?
Yeah. I mean, over time.
he
that
still
one
he
came
still
off.
has a
Gross.
top hat on and the
Yeah,
Moogle
yeah.
clothing.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah,
I forgot about
He
the
does
top
have
hat.
the top hat and little vest that she's.
Classic.
stealing
Yeah,
from-
so he has a little top hat and like monocle and vest on.
At this point, they're a little ragged, though, because
Yeah.
500
A little worse
years,
for wear.
apparently.
So whenever you hear me talking as a stray, you're never Crash isn't hearing that. You're only hearing the Astor's side of that conversation.
Okay.
So she sounds like a crazy person. You guys make your way through the mist and start venturing forth. It's about a day's travel, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Crash? It took you about a day to travel here?
Yeah. I think did I camp? Might have been. 2
You
days.
did. You did camp. Well, I mean, like, you camped. It was
Yeah,
about
half a day.
Yeah. So you guys like make it like 12 hours. Fairly fine. And then as you guys are like making your way along the path, the known path, it's like starting to get a little bit dusk. It's still like probably good afternoon. You know the sun's going to be setting soon, and that's when you guys come across like a traveler coming along the ways, and it looks like he's getting ready to set up camp, and he looks at all of you, and he's like, and it's a human man, and he.
Sexy.
Yeah. Blonde hair, very dashing, and he's just like, hello.
Hello to you, good sir.
How are you guys doing today?
Great. I was a statue for 500 years, and now I'm back to life. How are you?
Oh, is it 500 years now?
Apparently, you guys keep on. What is it? Not part of the joke anymore? 500 years?
It's not a joke.
Okay, Luella. Anyways,
Okay. Is everything okay? Like, did you fall down and hit your head, madam?
I'm
you talking to
thinking
me?
she did.
No, she's not.
Are you
she's,
insulting her?
are you
she's
talking to me?
Fine,
Well, I mean,
but she isn't lying.
This man just called me crazy?
Yes.
Who are you?
Graylin like steps to the side and
Yeah.
away. It's
Yep,
like,
I'm stepping back.
You're walking in through the forest in the middle of the night by yourself, and you're gonna call
It's
me crazy?
it's not night yet.
oh boy.
Gonna be
Okay.
night?
You know some point there.
It's gonna be nighttime in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
What, you think because you're all handsome like, you can just go around insulting people around the... Who raised you? Was it a force? Like,
what is? Can I ask what he's dressed in and stuff?
A bird comes out of nowhere. He's in traveler's clothes. Like it looks like he was traveling to one spot or the other. It looks like he came off the main road. You came off an off-beaten path. He's on the main road currently, and there's like a little bit of an opening where he's like going and looking to like gathering like twigs, and he's about to start a fire because it is starting to get dark. It's not dark yet. And he's like looking at you guys, and he's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you at all. I that's a weird conversation piece to have when you first meet someone. I deeply apologize, and I didn't mean to insult you at all, madam."
It's honestly, it's fine. She gets offended easily,
Astor just continues glaring at him.
and he just kind of like,
Well, if you guys want, I can make you guys some food. I'm about to set up camp for the night. It's a little bit more difficult traveling at night, with everything. But if you guys want to join me, I very much appreciate the company.
I'm sorry, do we actually get your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally apologize. Let me hit this random name generator.
sorry, my dog is like whimpering up a storm. I'm gonna go check on him real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I like this McLoak. It's like, my name is Head.
My name is Goron.
Or
Yes.
I'm not doing anything. I'm standing away. I'm gesturing to you guys. I'd
Astor
rather
just
not.
keeps saying his name over and over again because it sounds funny when she says it.
Goron.
Goron.
Oh no.
Well,
And Astor starts wandering around and
Can I?
just starts picking up sticks as well because assuming that her friends are going to want to sit with this dude.
Can I roll perception on seeing whether or not Lolala thinks that he is trustworthy?
that would be
Detect
insight.
evil?
Or insight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, detect evil, so that's a pathfinder.
No, detect evil still exists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't have my dice out. This is wow. I haven't rolled a
The
dice.
worst DM ever.
God, wow. Okay. Show's over. As far as you can tell, like, it seems like he's he's telling his name correctly. He's very honest about his name. You don't know much beyond that. It does seem that he's acting amiss, but you can only take that as he might be offset that he like insulted Astor and he's trying to pick his words carefully. Because it seems that she's very much triggered easily. But that's what you kind of gather. There's nothing malicious as far as you can tell. But that's what you generally get from him.
So, Goron, what are you doing out here?
Well, I was traveling to Migu Town, and I was stopping along.
Migu Town.
Yes. You know, where the
Nope.
food's free.
Yeah, it's the place to be.
Yeah.
Place to be. Migu Town. You know, it's named after our friend, Migu. We named that town. We saved that town. And then we destroyed it, I'm pretty sure. Did we destroy it? I think we
No.
did. Oh, no, it was the
Saved it.
Right, the
Why would I
volcano
destroy a
destroyed.
town that I'm mayor of, Astor?
It's been a long time. I can't remember these details from the last campaign.
Speaking of details, do we need to tell them all our details?
I have a feeling Astor's the Deadpool of the group. That's just breaking the fourth wall as she has conversations. God, don't you remember season 1?
I just saw Deadpool 2 recently. It's good. So we're going to Migu Town.
Yeah.
For what?
Oh, I'm gonna see my family there.
Your family, huh? What are their names?
My father's name is
Do you have a wife, girlfriend, perhaps?
my father's name Baron, and my mother's name's Bellona.
Baron and
Baloney?
They
No,
sound like-
Bellona.
Oh.
Why do your parents have the same name? Can I ask that?
Baron and Bellona? Those aren't the same name at all.
Yeah, pretty similar. to me.
I'm pretty sure they're the same name.
Is this like an incestuous family you guys got going on?
No incestuous anything.
No.
How far is Migu Town?
It's still probably another 12 hours.
What hours?
Yeah, I think we should just keep walking.
Yeah.
What time of day is it? I didn't catch what part.
It's like becoming nightfall. And you walked up and you started setting camp, or this guy looks like he's beginning to set camp in this open clearing, and his name is Goron. His parents are Baron and Bellona, and because Astor asked why he was going to Migu Town, and he's like looking at them and he's like, I'm not stopping any of you. I mean, have a safe trip.
Astor goes to Lala and was like, I mean, there's like 4 of us and wanted him. You know, worst case scenario, we gotta kill somebody. I'm willing to do that, but I'm also really tired. I'm pretty sleepy.
You were a statue for 500 years. Don't you think we got plenty of sleep?
Takes a lot out of you. You know, I'm just saying. I'll kill him if you want me to.
No.
But you over here?
Are you guys
Girl from
having?
the craft just like want me to
No.
kill them?
I mean, I'll kill him if you want me to.
Please no.
I
been a
mean, I
long
don't think
time.
we need to kill anybody. I just don't trust this guy.
Do you say this out loud?
No, I'm still like. with
You
a
guys
lower
are like
voice
in a
saying
weird
that.
huddle. He just kind of like slowly starts walking away and picking up sticks and kind of making a campfire currently, and it's just kind of he's like, well, I mean, if you guys are staying, I can make you dinner.
No, we don't want
Guy
to.
just makes us dinner.
Well, I did insult you guys earlier. I just want to make it up.
No, you just insulted me.
Yeah, I don't feel
I-
insulted.
I feel insulted.
So
That's why we're best.
Wait. What do you have?
Are we the bad guys?
I mean, for food.
No, don't murder him. But what does he have?
Frisky.
he-
Kind of hungry.
you see, he's like he very much is.
So from what I missed when I was away, have we told him that we're going to Migu Town as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly.
It may have slipped,
It
even though
might
I
have
don't want it.
slipped
Yeah,
right
that's where his parents' name came from, because they're like, why are you going to Migu Town? And he was like, I'm gonna go see my family. And they're like, well, who are you gonna see? They started interrogating this man on the side of the road.
They
and
did, not me.
Only Astor did
Lola
because he
may have
insulted her.
mentioned her being the mayor of Migu Town, but I don't know if the guy noticed that or not.
He's kind
I
of
kind of put
taking.
up my hands I'm like, please just excuse at least 2 of us. It's been a very, very strange day, and while probably don't need to get into it right now, and I look back at the 2 of like me or Lala and Astor, I'm like, suffice it to say, we're from around here, but we've become very unfamiliar with a lot of things, so we're kind of trying to get reacclimated to
Have you been traveling abroad?
something like that.
Oh,
I told you we were statues for 500 years.
What she said.
okay.
I wasn't.
Literally the first thing that came out of my mouth. Man, do you not pay attention?
This is why I don't trust this guy.
I mean, if you guys want to have dinner, I can try to catch you up on what's been going on locally.
Yeah. What do you have? What do you have?
That's actually a really good idea. Fuck.
I caught some rabbits, and I was gonna make a stew.
Astor walks towards him and snatches his bag out of his hand and starts rummaging through it. Can I
Pass.
roll-
What else
can
do you
I-
have?
Can I roll? Can I roll for like sleight of hand to just snatch it out of his hand?
So you give me a sleight of hand.
Damn it.
16. Let's do this on perception. He's looking at Crash, like shaking his head like no, and he's kind of like putting his bag down, and he does not notice you. Snatch his bag.
Oh, no.
Snatch.
Have we met our
Wait,
daily quota for Graylin face palms yet?
We're
don't
getting
wanna be
there.
part of this.
I think that the Graylin facepalm meter is slowly shooting up. So what do you want to do with this bag?
Oh, I was just gonna rummage through it.
Yeah, there seems to be like, give me an investigation.
Oh my god.
Mainly, I'm looking for snacks.
You find like different like jerkies, dried out like mushrooms and stuff like that, and different variants of foods. Okay. But like
Do I see this? Do I see this while it's right next to him?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
doing this right. Like, I'm not trying to like hide it.
Right.
I
Well, he
literally-
didn't see it.
he's
Apparently.
Yeah, he just
focused on
doesn't see.
Crash, and you are like kind of off to his like blind side right now. And Crash, you totally see Astor just like throwing stuff all around, and just
Like,
like,
doing, the
then
whole
looks
Yoda
at
scene,
like
just like
pulls out like a bag, looks, and there's some mushrooms in it, and then she's like, and then
I'm like, can you put that back, please? Put it.
Wait,
Stop
wait.
going through the main stuff.
Graylin
I
just
wanna know
sighs
what
and
he
like
has.
goes around like and picks up the things that Astor is throwing, like maybe like catching one like as she throws it. Just
oh, if you
Like,
if and he like turns and looks at Astor, and he's like, oh, if you just wanted a snack, I could have gotten it for you.
Astor tips the entire bag upside down and dumps
Oh.
the lolly distance out of it.
Like from
Thank-
a distance, sits down on the floor watching it, but also digging through her own bag. And
He's
she
like-
pulls out. Are the soft pretzels she has still any good?
Yeah,
oh wait, because they got because they got drawn stuff with us.
yep.
Also, don't you have a bag of holding? Don't like things like stay perpetually good in the bag of holding?
I actually don't
I
remember.
think so, but Graylin's the only one who has
Because
that.
the bag of hold. Oh, I thought that was you. Okay, yeah. Because the bag of holding like is effectively like a vacuum. So there's,
That's
like,
true.
air.
So yeah,
We'll allow
he's
us to nominate on soft pretzels.
okay. And basically, you dump everything out, and he's like, oh, thank you for getting my stuff out. I was gonna start setting up camp, and he like starts rolling out. Like his bedroll fell down. And he's like rolling it out, kind of by the fire a little bit. Then he's like, oh no, let me move it out here, and he moves it out kind of a little bit away, so he's not gonna like burn up throughout the night, but also to be within the light of the fire. And he like takes up the clothes that the other change of clothes that he has in there, and starts bringing them over and putting like folding them up into his area over there.
Does he have any apples in his bag by any chance?
High or low?
Hi.
He does.
Astor takes one apple,
Mhm.
walks over to him, squats down, and just looks him straight in the face and starts eating an apple, keeping eye contact the entire time,
Okay.
saying nothing, just eating the apple.
Okay.
And that's all she's gonna be doing.
Okay.
Eating an apple.
And he's like nervously like folding his clothes, and he's like, like away, his face away. He's like, and he'll like look back at you, and he's like, hi.
Nothing. Just
Crouch.
good crouch.
And he's folding his clothes as Astor intimidates. Give me an intimidation roll. I just wanna see.
Touch.
He's very much like, okay.
I'm imagining Astor doing this, just being like, "Sup, nerd."
This poor dude is probably terrified.
Yeah.
Has he started the campfire yet?
No, he started putting his clothes away that got dumped all over the ground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
did
I'm
he
gonna.
happen to notice that Astor has a dead cat around her neck?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm sure he has. He just has not brought it to light because as soon as he mentioned, he's like, "Did your friend get hit in the head at some sort?" Everyone turned on him instantly, unanimously, and he was like, "Don't talk about that subject."
So Graylin's gonna take whatever things that he had picked up and just sort of like set them like near him and just like he just like looks at Astor, just like. Fuck. Like I can't. There's nothing I could say.
Astor's still
I just
not
like set his
broken
stuff down and I go and I grab some sticks and I sort of. I don't know if Graylin's any good at actually making a campfire. He just takes a pile of sticks and throws them into this little like whatever the ringer of rocks and then just casts firebolt on it. Just to set
Okay.
it on fire.
Yeah, and you get like a little fire going. He already had like a pre-built fire, so like when you throw sticks
if
on
that's
top.
the case, I just go. And just,
Yeah. And then
He's like fumbling around with his like flint.
oh, like his eyebrows are gone after you ignite the fire, and he's like,
So now we can't tell that he's terrified.
his name is Scarfino. So
Wow.
Whoa. Hot takes.
hot takes. What? Come at me, Reed. You got my number. I love you, Reed. So basically, and you guys start setting up camp for the night. I imagine he's starting to cook. I don't know what Astor is. Astor just finding apples to eat in front of him this whole time.
Astor just keeps eating them. I don't know how many apples he has, but once she's done with her first apple, she just sort of tossed it to the side and then continues eating another apple.
So he's
Do
got.
any of us even
he's-
have a bow? I just had that thought.
No,
Do any of us have a bow?
not that I know of.
I'll ask Goron if he has a bow.
No,
You have
he
any
doesn't. He doesn't have a bow.
All right,
I dumped all this shit out on
this
the
is gonna
floor.
be messy. I'm actually going to go and see if I can find something a little bit bigger than a rabbit to bring back for food.
Roll me a survival.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There's anything.
A 13. 13. You do like start traveling around. You do find like I'm trying to think what would be good. Instead of finding something on the land, you do find like a little stream. And you figure that like, hey, maybe I could do some fishing because you're very much familiar with fishing. And you do catch like a good sized trout.
Oh, I was
in
gonna
the
say
stream.
like I just see a fish that I like and I use that move water spell to just like grab the water around the fish and just sort of yank it.
Well, aren't you just a fucking show off when no one's around? Well,
Look, I'm a fisherman and you also gave me the blessing of water. Like what?
yep. So,
Point.
It's
Also, Graylin's a performer.
even when
but
there's
only
no
when nobody's
one,
looking. I only show up when nobody's around. That's my curse.
basically you grab the water, you shape the water, and you grab the fish, and you're holding the fish, and you bring it back to the camp alive. Or are you killing it before
No,
you get there?
God, no. What the
Oh, look what I got, guys!
No, I'll dispatch the fish.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Do I have a dagger? I got a dagger.
I mean, you clean the fish and all
Yeah,
that
I'll
kind of
clean the
stuff,
fish
and you bring it back, and you're like, and you show everyone that you caught this big fish.
Which is basically just now. It's now like I cleaned the whole thing, so it's got no head. Like it's been completely cleaned out. It's just like a fish without a fin or anything. It's like two big ass fillets.
Yeah.
Astor's still looking, just holding, staring at Goron.
Yeah, you got about 5 apples left.
Yeah. Graylin takes a beat and just like looks at her, looking at him. He's like, "Yep, okay," and just goes over to the fire and tries to sort of jerry rig like basically it's like two little Y-shaped sticks on either side of the fire with
Mhm.
one in between like a spit, and just throws the fish just. Unless Homeboy has like a grill of some sort.
No, he does not.
Or better yet, I'm gonna find a big rock and just put it on top of the fire.
Okay.
Like
You're gonna make
if I
like a
can find
hot stone?
Yeah.
Give me a.
Please not a survival.
It might have to be a survival because
Yeah,
this might determine if you put the fire out or not.
Shit. It's okay. If I do, I can always relight it.
Oh yeah, you do. You find a really good stone.
Make a perfect fire stone.
Yeah, and like basically,
Can it be like an odd piece of glass from the the Shimmering Desert?
you're not by the Shimmering Desert yet. So it is. You find a very much like a tempered stone that is very much like rounded, and you're able to find some sticks and put that like section in the fire where the middle of it's like very hot, and then you can like grill stuff on top of it. And
Gonna make some tuna steaks. It's not tuna, but
yeah,
I'm just gonna like sear. Fuck it. This is how you can tell that I haven't eaten lately. Is like yeah. Let me talk about how I'm gonna make this fucking fish. I'm just like I'm gonna like sear it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you like sear it and you and do all that kind of stuff, and it smells delicious. Like you're doing a fantastic job cooking. Everyone can smell it. Even Astor can smell it. And Astor, I believe, is a vegetarian.
But she appreciates hunting and all that stuff. She understands circle of life. She's not one of those vegetarians.
One of those.
Peter.
Can I roll insight, because Astor's just been looking at Goron, somewhat studying him, also somewhat intimidating, but just generally just studying him.
Yeah.
He just seems far too nice, and she just doesn't trust people who are that nice. She's not very insightful.
I mean, 15's really good. I mean, when you're sitting there eating an apple and just watching him, and he seems to be nervous with you just watching him the whole time.
Good.
I'd like to ask him. So, are you okay with all this?
I mean, I don't think I have a choice.
Crunch.
We haven't threatened you. What's going on?
Well, Alice is like off to
You-
the side, setting up her stuff, but in a way where she can always see this dude.
Yeah, he's
But
like,
I watched him
he's
from
like,
far away.
he looks over at Astor, who's staring at him eating an apple, who has dumped his stuff out in front of him.
No, I get what's going on, but there was. I mean, I guess it's threatening actions. I haven't heard a single threat though.
This whole group has
He
been
feels
abused.
he feels very.
Nice.
Yeah, he's just trying to get by. I mean, like, you can give me an insight roll, and I will kind of let you know.
Bad.
No, it's not bad. You kind of figured, like, looking at what's going on with Lolala and Astor, that, like, it is, and very much what's happened. He's just trying to be submissive and let them do what they want, so he can, live to have another day, He's very much like very much just like letting things happen and not getting mad or upsetting everyone, because as soon as he met you guys, he mentioned the crazy thing, and then everyone did come after him, and he was like, okay, let me make you a meal, and then you were like, what do you got to eat? And then
What do you got to eat?
so
Nice shoes.
give me your cocktail.
No bully.
It's so it's not. I understand that it's not my fault that I come off as brooding because of my voice, but I also don't always realize that it affects people. Like,
Yeah. I don't think what you were doing was affecting him. Maybe what Lolala and Astor are doing is affecting him more. Like, literally, if he was like in prison and he was the new guy, Astor is like the fucking bully on the fucking the yard, dumped out all of his shit and started going through it, and then took his fucking apples and then started eating it in front of him and been staring at him ever since, not saying a word.
I just really enjoy the fact that arguably the most intimidating person in this group is also actually the nicest one, and the nicest looking ones are the meanest.
So yeah, he's very much just trying to get by throughout the night, and yeah.
I mean, I would like to say Lolala's not like antagonizing the guy. She just doesn't trust him. So she's like a good, probably 5 feet away, setting out her stuff in a way that she can watch him because she doesn't trust him.
Okay.
Yeah, Astor's
Right,
really the
so-
only one antagonizing the guy.
I tried to
Someone
go-
ended it. What's that? What are you doing?
No, go ahead. I'll just
I was
after.
like, to someone, it had to like break the tension. Graylin's like finishing the fish up, and I don't know if he had plates or fucking flatware. Like what the I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna serve this shit in. But I just sort of like, as I'm like tending to the fish, I just kind of like call out like to them. It's like, if you're done trying to scare this guy, the food's ready.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
like
where-
I'm like A, calling like, hey, the food's ready. B, telling him, hey, leave this guy alone. And C, reminding him like they're just fucking with, like they're just being assholes.
So
I don't know how well any one of those 3 points is gonna come across.
I assume we all are sort of getting up and heading that way, and I whisper over to the guy. I'm like, she's nothing. Like she's just totally bluffing you. I think as soon as you speak up and like hold your ground and say something to her, and actually like maybe even threaten to fight her, she'll back down, dude. Don't.
And he's like, he looks at you and he's like,
No, seriously, man. No, like, it'll be fun. Like we'll have a good time. It'll be entertainment for the night. And she'll
Does anyone
put up a front.
does anyone else hear Crash saying this to him?
I'm pretty sure we're all standing close enough that we can hear him.
Yeah,
saying
we're-
this,
you guys are
especially
all-
Astor.
I mean,
I don't think could Astor hear him?
give me a stealth roll, Crash,
God,
and anyone who
yes.
wants to listen, because this is how quietly he's talking. And you
We're
guys,
trying to be
he's
quiet.
setting the DC you have to beat to hear him. So you guys have to beat a DC 12 for a perception.
I'll try it.
Astor hears him, but Astor also understands what he's going for and is about this.
A little bit of
Grayland,
back and
Grayland, the
forth
only
efficiency.
one to
I
this
don't-
man's
Astor doesn't know
defense.
this guy and doesn't know the guy that's talking to the guy that she doesn't know either.
The only person with a level head doesn't hear it.
You just see,
What, man? Some fat came off the fish and it sent up a little cloud of sparks and it startled me.
yeah. You like start to listen in, and that happens, and like you're just like, oh, and like start focusing on that, and like searing stuff, and you guys totally hear Crash, what he's saying to them, and you see that he's just like shaking his head no and looking scared.
Astor, I'm assuming did Goron like get up and walk towards Graylin? For like because he's serving fish or something, or did he get up at all?
Not yet, no.
Oh no, okay, yeah. So Astor's just standing where she is.
Okay.
I mean, she is just messing with you, but I wouldn't take this guy's advice. He doesn't even know us.
I don't know any of you.
I know them. We go back. I'm
I'm-
serious, dude.
Just
do it.
okay. Yeah, okay. And then he
Oh god, this could break so bad right now.
yeah, he's just quietly sitting there, and he's like just waiting. And then you guys, Graylin serves up dinner. Everyone eats, and as everyone gets done, Goron looks at everyone. And he's like, "All right, so are we going to do watches at all?"
Why are you gonna kill us?
No.
That's
Are
all
you
she-
afraid of something?
Yeah, I'll take first watch. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to sleep.
As a loner, I don't speak up. I'm just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep with one eye open, I guess.
Astor finally gets up from her squat. Her legs are killing her.
Mhm.
She's been squatting for a really long time.
But you're full on
Maintain-
apples.
Maintains eye contact, but begins digging a hole somewhere off camp.
He's like,
Oh no.
What?
Dick in a hole.
What? What? I don't want to die. I don't.
Oh, no, she-
I don't want to
Oh, no,
die.
she sleeps-
I don't
she
want to
sleeps in
die.
those.
I did. You guys can take everything I have.
That's
The
a
hole's
bed
not-
for her. No,
the
don't.
hole's not for you. That's,
Yeah, this has been fun, but she's taking it too far now. She
She's
sleeps in
digging the
holes.
pit for you guys to wrestle and fight.
No, I'm not a wrestler.
She's digging a thunder.
I.
all right. Just okay.
Aster steps into.
Here's
I
the
don't know
thing.
how long. How long does it take for Aster to make a decent sized sleeping hole?
How
I
long
think
you
you
gonna
have
take-
a
how long are you going to
spell.
take?
I think you have a spell that helps you move dirt. Don't you? It's like a cantrip that you have.
Or a spade.
I have like druid craft.
Yeah, that's druidcraft. You can literally just
Okay.
move dirt easy as fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Aster does that in a matter of seconds, and then nestles into the hole and just lays there.
Yeah, she just sleeps in that. It's
I walk over. I put a hand on Goron's shoulder. It's like it's best if you just don't play into her.
I'm just gonna
Just-
go to bed. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I'll leave at dawn.
Just make sure that you don't. She does yoga.
What happened to updating us on the going ons of the whole place? The times and the it's changed. What happened to that? Wasn't that a thing they were gonna do? Wasn't that? Aster looks at Graylin.
And he
You
just
guys-
he quietly gets in this bed and is like facing away from everyone. And is just
Oh, now he doesn't want. Was something I said?
Well, Walla gets in her like little her Moogle sleeping bag and just like huddles it up, and she's facing towards that guy, just watching him.
It's the most
You guys are
awkward.
the
Graylin
creepiest
sets
people
up
in
his
the
Yeah.
first bedroll, but he stays up because he's volunteered to take first watch.
It's like, get me up if you need me, but I'm going to bed.
And Lolala doesn't manage to stay awake for long before she falls asleep.
Yeah, Aster falls asleep pretty quickly.
okay. Graylin, give me perception rolls. Just one.
Perception.
Okay. Yeah, your watch goes by. Nothing happens. Nothing comes up on you at all.
Do you guys like take anything off when you go to sleep, like gear or anything?
Oh yeah, Aster gets completely nude. Sorry, I forgot to add that. My bad. That
So
should- should-
I remove 0, like my pack
Yeah,
maybe.
Graylin generally doesn't.
I'm fully in gear.
Aster sleeps in the nude.
Lolala doesn't really remove anything either.
Lola, you know that like wearing armor while you sleep is very not normal.
I mean, she's 3 feet
Well,
tall
how
and
much?
carries a 10-foot lance. That's not really normal either. but-
Yeah, but like the thing,
Really
he's
bad
like in
night,
full
that.
plate mail, so it's like you
I'm
imagine
in
it's
much
hard.
Yeah,
bigger,
like,
bigger gear than you guys.
It's like
I
it's like having a weighted blanket.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
being hugged all the time.
Okay.
I'm never cold.
Who
That's
you?
why-
I mean,
that's
that's actually probably what Lolala's armor is like, because she wears like specialized light chainmail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, like
it's
when
not
you guys
uncomfortable.
sleep in your armor, it's you get difficult sleep, like per se. Like it's not easy to sleep. We haven't really played it out before, but I mean, I'm just saying, like when you guys sleep, like imagine like trying to sleep and like putting on a chain shirt and then laying down and being like, oh, this is comfortable. It's not.
So,
yeah.
I would say I'm visually always uncomfortable, but
The
Yeah.
embrace
I
of
don't do anything
Mithril.
about it.
So Graylin, your watch goes off without a hitch, 4 hours. Who do you wake up next?
Goron.
Okay.
You gonna wake up the one dude we don't know? Sorry.
And he's
Just
like,
like,
yeah.
What? What?
And he's like, what? Yes.
Second watch.
Okay.
Very unwise decision.
And I go to sleep because I'm not fucking paranoid.
In her sleep, Aster's really pissed. She doesn't know why.
But you're not sleeping.
She's having stress dreams. Aster's sleeping.
Oh, like you don't have to sleep, but you do.
No, that was a joke. Of course she has to sleep.
Oh.
She was
Oh.
just trying to freak him out more.
So, Graylin, you fall asleep soundly.
Yep.
Very soundly. Lolala, you get Goron wakes you up, and he's like, and he's on the edge of where you're at.
Wait, when does he wake me up? Like after his watch or in the middle of his watch?
In the middle of his watch. You imagine you're waking up, you don't know. So like you know, like you don't know how much time has passed.
Is it still dark outside?
Yes, it is. Like you imagine it's probably about you're guesstimating between midnight and 2 a.m. And he like wakes you up, and you're away from the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good distance, and he's like, shh. And he's looking at you. He's like, shh, shh, shh. And he like points out. And as you look out, you don't see anything. Yeah, he's just sitting there, and you just are looking in the distance, and you don't see anything at all.
Lolala reaches for her lance.
When you go to reach for your lance, you look back over to Goron, and you see the cloak, and you see past the cloak, and what you see is before you now.
Damn it! I knew it all along.
Son of a bitch.
I was waiting for this, and that's where we end today's episode.
I knew it! Oh, my insight is so good.
Your insight
You
was
suspect everybody unless you want to have sex
Lolala
Of course I
had
do. It's part of my character traits.
I try to keep walking.
with them. It's either Astor has two takes on people. Fuck you or fuck you.
yeah, pretty much.
More or less.
So Lolala got the closest because her insight was over 20. She like was like, but not enough happened with him to really scope into what was this guy's deal. Now, if she got that 20 later on, like before you fell asleep, something had been up because he was being way too submissive, and letting you guys kind of do whatever. Astor, if she would have gotten better on her investigation roll, would have noticed that the clothing that she dumped out, none of it matched.
So it's all
So
other
he's
people's clothing.
unfashionable? Like
Yeah.
what?
No, like it's not for him.
Okay, so it's
Shit,
other
a bunch of
people.
clothing came out, and then he's like started folding it up and like kind of deceiving. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and like folding up the clothes.
So it's
Far
your
too
fault.
nice. We've never met anyone that nice on our adventures, ever. Especially not one that immediately is called off by Astor's sassiness. Typically, Astor gets hit in the face. By somebody, at least once.
Mm-hmm.
By some
You
point.
guys did go from 0 to fucking 60 with him, like right off the bat, and I was just
That's
like,
very
Jesus.
Call Astor crazy? That's not right. You don't just do that to a strange person.
We could call her crazy. You can't call her crazy. Fuck you.
Family. She's our crazy lady. Get that privilege.
Who the fuck are you? Did you save the world? Are you a chosen? No. Yeah, that
And
was.
you're going like, what's a chosen? Apparently I'm one, but what? I don't know what it means.
Yeah, that's episode 2, guys. What'd you guys think?
That's good
Isn't
things.
Wednesday
I
yet?
think Morello's not going to trust anybody.
Shouldn't trust anybody. No. This is why my wisdom is 19.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I said when my insight was 15, I was like, oh, it's a terrible roll. Because I literally have like +4 to my insight. So I rolled actually really low on that.
You had the +4 is not bad.
No,
it's
it's super good. So with 15 +4, I was or like something else +4, I was hoping for a better roll.
yeah. I know it was not in your favor. 15 is still a super good roll. Like but it wasn't good enough. I gave this guy a hard DC at the beginning, when I was like, oh, I wanna see how this occurs. Everyone was super distrustful right off the bat. They're like, oh, this guy's a fucking monster. He's too nice. We're gonna eat his apples and fucking stare at him.
I'm sorry, I just woke up 500 years later and found out my whole family's dead, so I don't trust anyone.
Astor didn't assume that he was a monster, but just assumed that he was just a dick and she just didn't like him.
That's very true. But it was
It was that he was a monster.
it
he's
was
like,
boosted
"Ow,
with
I
Olala's distrust as well. Yeah, so yeah, let's go around the round table and do our outros for everyone. Then I'm gonna look for someone to raid into. We're gonna start off with the fabulous Danataj.
Hi, I'm Danataj. I stream very early mornings, play a little bit of everything. Right now, it's a lot of actually starting a new Fallout 4 playthrough soon, as I played Fallout 2 this morning. And then, you know, a lot of Dauntless and stuff. So, yeah, pretty much every morning. I'll be gone most of next week for E3, though, so hit me up soon.
I'll see you there.
Sweet.
I will not be there.
See you in hell.
Yes, Capital Vices TV.
Hello, my name is
Hi.
Capital Vices. I'm a part-time variety broadcaster here on Twitch. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. That's changing because I got a job at a bar, so that really depends on when I work. I didn't stream today, but I may be streaming later tonight with a little bit of either Moonlighter, which I have fallen in love with, or Dauntless, which is another amazing game.
Moonlighter's so cute.
And I've been struggling through God of War's Give Me God of War difficulty over the last couple of weeks, and it is.
I hear it's hell.
Oh my! Oh, dude, it's so. You get really good at not getting hit because half the time, if you do, you're just dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. But yeah, you can find me at Capital Vices TV up here, or on Twitter and Instagram at Capital Vices.
Renee.
Hi, my name is Renee. I stream here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Renee. Although on the 18th, I'm going to be switching to Mixer.com. I'll be streaming there. But I am a full-time broadcaster here on Twitch. I play a lot of different games. Lately, I've been playing House Flipper, which is a fantastic game.
I love that game.
I need to try that game.
Such a good game.
I love that you can upload your own posters.
I know.
Oh,
Oh my god, you can?
Yeah, I've had all my mods as pictures, and I've had several of my teammates as pictures, and then I sold the house. I was like, you just got sold with all those lovely pictures.
Oh my god, I didn't know that you could actually custom. Oh my god, that changes
Oh, yeah.
everything. Okay,
Jesus.
so yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot of variety stuff. I was stuck in the Fortnite hell for a while, but now I'm just like, fuck it, we're gonna play whatever we want. So yeah, swing on by. Say hi.
And Spoonie.
Hi, I'm Spoonie. I've actually been on vacation for the past week. I just got back from visiting my sister in Washington. But I am also a full-time variety broadcaster. I stream usually 5 days a week, and I focus primarily on RPGs, retro and modern. I've been playing through Okami lately, as well as the entire Fable series, being evil because it's fun. Which I had no idea how fun being evil in video games was until like last year when I did an evil playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic. Oh my gosh, evil playthroughs are great.
Fable, when you go evil, you like it changes your appearance, right?
Yeah.
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 Kind of like a
Didn't-
Mass Effect.
Scars and
Didn't
I
a
got like
rumor
crazy
just-
scars and horns and oh, in Fable 2, I dressed up my character as Swole Harley Quinn and I used a giant handed hammer.
Didn't a rumor just drop today about Fable 4?
There is a rumor about it. I don't know, maybe we'll see something at E3, but people are telling me that there might be another one with some of the people that worked on Fable 1 and 2. Maybe?
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe. But I'm also playing through Super Metroid and Twilight Princess HD, and if you like video games and being a goofball, come on down. Come hang out with me, because that's
wrote-
basically my entire life.
I wrote the guide for Twilight Princess HD.
So you know how to beat the game. Tell me all your
I
secrets.
beat the game about 10 times. I wrote that guide up and down for months. It sucked.
I imagine.
That's still really freaking cool.
Uh,
It's my first time playing it.
And I
You know how to beat it. Tell me everything.
tell me everything you know.
Tell me everything.
And I'm your lovable DM McLogan. Hi.
You forgot for a second.
Yeah, I did. I forgot who I was. I do this show weekly. I was gonna start a second show, but I have to put that in the back burner because you know, a lot of life things have happened. So I gotta. I have projects I'm working on, and I will surprise people with what's going on and let people know what I'm up to here in the very near future. By very near future, I don't know. TBD. So thank you guys. I am on different channels throughout the week, such as tomorrow I'm gonna be on 6 and 20. Unmade, not Unmade Gaming, because Unmade. Thank you for the resub, you beautiful son of a bitch. But I'm gonna be on Not So Speedruns channel, playing City of Mist. Friday I'm gonna be on Metamancer channel playing Warhammer Dark Heresy. Pyrobrand is the name of the show. It's great. And then Call of Cthulhu on Metamancer channel on Sundays. And then Tuesday I am on Encounter Roleplays channel. Basically, we're doing a show. It's Midgard, which is a D&D 5e setting. The DM is one of the people who helped write it. It's fantastic. I play a gnome, and he and oh, dude, the fucking gnomes in that show are great because they're dark as shit. I'm a Nihime gnome, so I literally had to find someone to sacrifice, or the gnomes of the Wormwood have to sacrifice someone like once a month to appease the devils to protect them from the demons. It is fucking dark.
You're the forest critters from South Park.
Basically.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Blood orgy.
So yeah.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about the fire.
Forest pals, Jesus Christ.
We're gonna raid over to Madame Gandalf. She's playing a campaign. Apparently, it is the Witcher tabletop. So. Let's see what's going on over there. Guys, I put the raid call in there. Be /me. You have been chosen. I'm going to get the raid started here. Thank you guys so much. Go show Madame Gandalf some support. She's a fantastic friend of mine. Long-time supporter of the channel. So let's pay it back. Let's pay it forward. So we'll see you the next time, guys. And I will get a bunch of shows and uploaded on YouTube soon. So yay!
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 Bye.
Yay! See you next Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah.
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 Yeah.